Welcome to Jets This Week. I'm Gary Lawless. Tim Campbell joins me. We're Free Press hockey writers. And the guys behind us are the Winnipeg Jets. Tim, you were on the road with the team. An impressive win on the opening night of the season, of the Jets' regular season, over Arizona. And then two pretty uneven efforts, I would say, in California. First a loss to the Sharks, and then a loss to the Los Angeles Kings. Which team is it? The team that you saw in Arizona or the team that you saw in California?
Well, I think it'll be the team that we saw in Arizona, but against the best competition in the NHL, I don't think the Jets are certain enough on their systems and their methods yet to be a factor. They really weren't a factor against the Kings or the Sharks, and I think that's just an example of how they're still working on these systems adjustments. They were able to keep up, but I think those other teams do things, the better teams do things just a little bit faster and a little bit more efficiently, and that's one of the things the Jets will be working on in the coming weeks here. I don't think they have the Kings or the Sharks or anybody quite like that in the next couple of weeks, so you would have to assume they'll be able to make some progress in that area.
It's interesting that you mentioned speed and systems because, if you told me that the Los Angeles Kings were faster than the Winnipeg Jets, I'd tell you you're wrong. But then when you watch them play, the Kings do things, they execute things at a higher rate. And the system that the Jets are playing, they didn't use their system for big stretches of those games because they laid back. The Jets have to be aggressive with their forecheck. They have to do things off the rush. They have to do things fast. Instead, they laid back. And if you do that against the Sharks and the Kings, eventually you don't just lay back, you lay down.
Well, I think that's right. I don't think the Kings are necessarily faster than the Jets on sheer speed, but there's a big difference between speed and quickness, and the Kings do things automatically, as you said, very quickly. They move the puck, they get it to the safe guy, they break it out. They do these things, with great experience. They're well drilled and well skilled. These things. The Jets are trying to change a little bit how they do things, and when it's not automatic, it's not as fast. And I think the difference of those things showed up last weekend.
And one of the expressions you hear Paul Maurice use all the time is I expect the players to know their routes. And that's really a football term, but they use it right here. You need to be in the right spot and going the right way so that when the center goes back to get the puck, or the defenseman goes back to get the puck, the center is right where he expects him to be. Bang, the first pass happens, and then the center knows where the wingers are going to be, and bang, that second pass happens, and all of a sudden, Evander Kane, he's hurt, but Blake Wheeler or Dustin Byfuglien or Andrew Ladd is breaking down the side with the puck, and good things happen for the Jets when that takes place. Ondrej Pavelec, we're hearing a lot about him, and really, for me, Mike Babcock always used that expression, big, square, and soft, and I think that's exactly what they want from Ondrej Pavelec. They want him to be big in the net, square to the shooter, not flopping, and when the puck hits him, they want it to die at its feet, not bounce back onto the opposition stick. I think we saw way more of that in the first couple of games than we did for long stretches of last season.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to complain about in terms of Ondrej Pavelec's play on the first weekend. Two games plus almost 2 periods in relief on Sunday. So it'll be a situation I'm sure everyone will be monitoring on a game-by-game, period-by-period basis. But so far, I'd say Ondrej looks comfortable in the net. He did play well in Arizona. It wasn't a lopsided game, although the Jets did probably dominate the chances. But as in all games, a bad goal or a timely goal here and there does unbelievable things to momentum. Ondrej didn't give up any of those, really, and helped his team win that game. In San Jose, I don't know, you could have a complaint there about the first goal, but stuff happens in games. You don't get to execute it like you want to draw it up on a blackboard all the time. So far, so good, I'd say, with Ondrej.
The Nashville Predators are here Friday night. Ole Jokin makes his return to Winnipeg and the MTS Center, and the home portion of the schedule begins. Drive safe to and from, and we'll see you next week here on Jets This Week.